kitchen's looking good in general. You did a great job. Just a few issues. Like this was good. This was supposed to be 1.5 inch overhang all the way along here. It's pretty good. But it cost yourselves a little extra money in making a mistake here. For some reason this is 1 7/8. And along this side here as well, it's 1 7/8. And that was supposed to be 1.5. Anyway, it doesn't look bad, but it just means more material that you had to manufacture. Now this gap here, I've made this exact and about the gap that I was expecting along here. He said he was going to make it fairly tight to the stove so that stuff couldn't fall down in between. And look at this gap on this side. It's quite a generous gap. In fact, it's not even. It's all the way along there. It's wider at the front end by probably 1/8 of an inch. And then over here, the fridge side, he said he'd make this line up. The fridge making contact with the cabinetry there, and this was supposed to be in line so it would make contact with the fridge. But that didn't happen. This is where the silicone, the extra silicone, came off his shoes, and this is the drawer that would only go in to about here, because inside, right about here, he had some bracing that was improperly installed, because obviously you can't have a drawer that won't go in all the way. Now, as far as the marks are concerned, I've put little green circles around them. Well, not marks, but these are, like if you scratch across it, your fingers would catch. So they're indentations. There's more, but I kind of stopped at this number, so you can see this one here is no, and all the way along there, this has been scraped. You know, you'll be able to see it in proper lighting. There's like, I don't know, 7 or 8 marks on this one. Now, I don't know if this is normal, but you can see how the silicone runs all the way along here. And I did forewarn them that this would be an issue, that it had to have the shimming. There's a fairly generous gap of silicone all the way along there. And then I was mentioning about this silicone along here being so thick. The point is, there's no shim anywhere along here. It's all being held up by silicone. And same thing on the end, which I've covered in. It tapers. And I had shims in there, but they took them out. This is the part I've covered up all the way along that edge. So that's all shimmed up with silicone. Is that the usual thing? If I just apply this much load to it, and I'm pushing down just with one hand, then if I feel the gap at the same time underneath here, it's compressing. So this is giving. If somebody was to get up on this counter and sit on it, it would give quite a bit. And I don't think that's right.